Hungary, they blew like that. And Germany, many communities, Ad Yom Hazeh, like in New York, they have the, Washington Heights in Germany. That's the way they blow, But they, what? What? Yeah. I don't know. It's very probable. And they blow like that. Oh, you should ask him. But it's interesting that I just shared with you two types of shvarim. So there are many communities that blow the trua like this. The point that's unique about it is that it's not broken. It's just one continuous sound, and the variation is done from inside. So that
not as clear.
What?
Not as clear.
It's not what?
As clear. The true sound is not as clear.
Well, I mean, it's not.
It's staccato. It's not staccato.
Well, how should we say it's not broken, right? I mean, it's broken, so then it's I don't know what word to use for it, but it's exact, little tiny little sounds. Like Rashi says, kol be'alma, kol shehu. Each one is a sound in itself. Over here, it's one long sound. It's one long sound, and it's just broken from within. In other words, there's no point that's broken. It's just a variation of the sound that goes up and down. Okay, but I say, I think that I'll share with you one more important thing. I think that it's very important for you to hear this. How should we say, this machlekes, variation, because it's practiced in the shul, in the davening. It's very much a part of the way we blow today. So I think I think that I owe it to you, to share one more important machlekes. We discussed that this opinion in the Gemara that the crying is a combination of the sobbing and the hysteria, right? That's what you call tashra. The crying and the sobbing and the hysteria. Now, between the sob and the hysteria, right? There's a machlekes, a very big machlekes, a discrepancy or an opinion, a discrepancy of how that sound is. Is there a break between the sob and the hysteria, right? A break between the sob and the hysteria. Some are of the opinion that when, in real life, when somebody sobs and then they break into hysteria, so how do they do it? They go, in other words, they take a breath. They take a very obvious, clear breath. So when we making that sound, we're emulating this cry. So it's only apropos that you should make with the breath, because that's the way you cry. And this sound is because of the cry, right? And when you cry that way, you make the breath. So those shittas that hold that when you make that sound, you should make the breath, right? In halacha, that's called Beis Neshimas. Why is it called Beis Neshimas? I'm not going to go into it, but any of you that learn Mishnah Berurah and halacha, right? It says by the Shvam Shvua, you do it Beis Neshimas. Beis Neshimos means you do it with the breath, right? And others of the opinion that since it's all one sound, so even though in real life the one that sobs and breaks into hysteria takes a breath between, but in doing the mitzvah, you don't have to emulate it exactly how you do in real life. It's just the coil, but we don't capture also the breath aspect. So these are the opinion that when you're blowing the shvam shruah, the sobbing hysteria, you don't do it with the breath, because the breath makes a hefsek, a break. So you get that clear by side. Is the machlekes again, big machlekes, when you blow the tashrat, the sob, hysteria, whether there's a breath between. Some hold there should be a breath because, why? Because in real life, that's why you do it. And you do the shram shua because an emulation of the sob, hysteria. So do it the way it's done in real life with the breath. And others hold that it's just the type of sound that we get from real life, but the breath, we got what we wanted, that type of crying, but the breath just makes a hefsek between the two. So we don't capture the breath and put that into the sound of the kol shofar, right? So Rabbi Segun, I'll demonstrate for you the both ways. This is with the breath, right? This is without the breath, right? Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, very good.
So I just
Yeah, we do that, we do both things, right? We do
right. So
first study without a breath and the twice with it.
right. So this machlekes also was not concluded, and so it says in the Shulchan Aruch that we do both ways. Before Shemoneh Esrei, different congregations they have a different minhagim. Rabbi said, I brought a few other goodies to show you, if you'd like to see some interesting things. Should I share it with you?